Alright guys, here we go. This is going to be a what the hell reading for, I don't even remember what day it's supposed to be. The 6th, I think? Maybe the 7th? But this is Rogue Mystic Divination bringing you a little bit of help for your Sunday, and with this we're going to have a 7-card spread that may or may not stay a 7-card spread, because why would we want to stay stagnant, right? But we're going to ask at least 7 questions and draw 7 cards to answer that, maybe a little bit more to clarify, and see what it is that we get out of it. So our 7 questions are going to be: what the hell is happening? Why the hell is this happening? What the hell am I missing? How the hell do I feel about this? What the hell should I not do? What the hell can I do? And what the hell is going on? So if I have the wherewithal to be able to do this, I may actually timestamp the questions whenever we get into the reading. Hopefully I'll have it up before I put the reading totally up, but we'll see. But for our 7-card spread, I think I'm just going to go ahead and put all 7 cards out, because it feels like the right thing to do, and we will read into them as we go on. So if we need clarifiers, the deck is right there. Everything is a mess right now, and yeah, we're just going to go with it. If you want to know what the hell is going on with all this, life is a mess right now, so that's all I'm going to say. Our first card to answer what the hell is happening. You may be suddenly aware that while you're waiting for information, that someone's stalling. They're stalling on purpose. They're stalling with intent to make you want to drop out of something, be uninvolved with one thing or the other, maybe even a person, and this sudden awareness is going to put you into a space of, I could have been doing this the entire time, I could have been doing that this entire time, and you've accepted that you lost a little bit of time, you lost a little bit of opportunity maybe even, and it's kind of shown you what it is that you need to do for you. Maybe it's time to start that business that you're the only member of, and that you're the only employee. Maybe it's time for you to quit waiting for somebody else to bring you an answer and just make your own. Or maybe even stop questioning and just start doing. So for why the hell is this happening? They didn't want this connection to begin with, and they thought that, well, we'll just let it go, and they'll get the hint, right? They'll get the hint that we're not interested, that we didn't really want to offer them this in the first place, and because this feels like a job. This feels like some kind of workplace issue where they've just kind of dropped the ball and let it roll, and it's caused an imbalance for you, but it hasn't for them, because they still have the same thing to offer. They're just not offering it to you. So focusing on what it is that you need right now is going to help you kind of rectify a connection to yourself rather than a connection to something or someone else. What the hell am I missing? Balance. You're missing the fact that balancing what it is that other people want you to. It could be that they've just been keeping you busy. They've been keeping you busy and trying to kind of wait out the clock for, is their 3 months up yet? Is their probationary period up yet? Because again, it still feels like it's work, and sometimes I'll read the meanings on these cards and it'll say imbalance and excess for the Temperance card here, and instead of excess I'm seeing exec, like an executive. And so an imbalanced executive may be at the core of this issue where they're supposed to look like they're hiring. That's what they're supposed to be doing, right? And it's that's why it's a revolving door. I know that's a lot of issue. Part of the big issue with these businesses and stuff, where it's like they need to look like they're hiring, so they hire people in under a temporary status, and in order to keep from paying them benefits, paying them maybe royalties, depending on your situation, they fire them after their probationary period. But everything you created while you were here is our property, because you wouldn't have been able to do it without our materials, without our atmosphere of what the hell ever. So I know some companies are like that, and beware of any NDAs that they've had you sign, or non-compete closure, not closures, but non-compete disclosures that they had you sign. Like if you work for Disney, you can't work for Pixar for the next 5 years. And you agree to that, and it's a legal contract. So beware of what it is that you've been signing. And you may have thought that it was worth it because they made it sound good, and it seems like a good, stable opportunity for other people, but for you, it's just not working out, and likely that's why. And I do see that kind of idea of keep the temporary positions in and keep new blood flowing, new people flowing in and out every 3 months, or on a regular rotation, so that we can get those ideas and kind of squash the competition at the same time. Empty promises are going to net them more than any kind of true follow through, and that's what this is. I mean, it's the water being shifted from one cup to the other just over and over again, and at the same time, they are losing some of the energy, some of the stamina from the people that already work there, because you can only really have faith that a company is going to treat you well, treat you right, until you see how well they treat other people that come in, and realize they can start doing the same to you at any time. So look at how the people that are already there are acting, and how comfortable they are with their position. Now, some may be a little bit too comfortable in their position. Others have a wary eye out. They're kind of waiting for the shoe to drop. So for our fourth question, we've got, how the hell do I feel about this? I'm sure you feel frustrated as hell, and yeah. So with the Ten of Cups like this, in the reverse, it feels like you had the dream of like building a family. Like even if it was with this person, or if it was on your own, or building this idea. You feel like you can't do it now because the culture that was there isn't really there for you anyway. This nice, pretty idea that people were putting forth that, no, come work here, but the culture is great, you know, the benefits are great, and then you see it for reality. Now, that is the benefit of social media, of how open people communicate now about working specific places, being in relationships, and you can kind of see that it's not all roses, right? It's not all the good stuff, and it's very rare that you really get the good stuff from the workplace, and it seems to be like it's luck, but really it's preference, and nepotism is rampant. So if you feel as though you need to disconnect from something because you're never going to get what you wanted out of it, then so be it. It feels like this struggle with outer relationships is also kind of rolling back into a struggle with a relationship with yourself, but it's just another way for you to understand yourself. Why did you want the things that you wanted? Why did you feel like doing something the way that this person said to do it was the right way? And why were you comfortable in following what they said? Card 5, what the hell should you not do? Yeah, don't take on more than you can handle. I think you really need to kind of run the numbers on, and this is a very specific example that I know a lot of us have dealt with, but, gig economy jobs. Is a job really worth doing? Is it paying you enough to be there? Is it going to pay your bills? Even if it's not a gig economy job, you know, how much are you willing to put into kind of these dead-end positions? And while you may feel like you need to do some of these things that are like not in your wheelhouse in order to adapt to a changing situation, it's important you don't just pick up everything and decide that you're going to do it all at once and everything will be okay. It does look like your ships are on the horizon, like there's a solution on the horizon, but you want to make sure you're not cluttering up the doorway so that you can't see it whenever it does get here. Make sure you leave enough room in your life, in your schedule, that whenever the opportunity that you've been looking for comes through, that you have room for it. I know that that one dream is far off on the horizon and it's getting further and further away, but there's something else that maybe you put on the back burner because you were told that it's not worth the time, it's not worth the energy, that's coming in, that's going to be very lucrative for you. So be on the lookout for possibilities on the horizon, even if you do have to give this possibility to yourself somehow. Yeah, look for the information. Look for the information and keep busy. I think there is quite a few things that you have to kind of handle and wrap up, but it seems like things that you can handle right now because this is in the upright. What the hell can you do right now? You can look at what you have resource-wise and realize that you are in a beneficial position. You may have a savings account with enough in there to last you for like 6 months. You may have enough resources that you don't have to worry about going to the grocery store for the next 6 months. It is important that you don't forget about the struggle that you went through before for the things that you have in your life right now. You put the work in, you put the time in, you put the money in, and the labor in to have what it is that you have, and it's important that you respect it. And you respect yourself for putting it there. You know, don't get something or look at something that you bought and say that, oh, well, I can't use that because then I'll run out. You bought it to use it. Use it. It does look like there is an air of financial independence around you right now, and I almost want to say it's more important for you to stay that way than help somebody else out, because it does look like there could be somebody coming in and saying like, well, you know, I could really use some help over here, and it's like, and you could use a paycheck, and you could use some payment for what it is that you're doing, and if it's not going to feed back into you and kind of add to your financial independence, then you really need to look at, well, then why are you offering this to me? Why are you afraid to say what it is? Like, you need me to do something for free. And don't fall into that trap of, well, don't you want the experience? Don't you want the ability to prove yourself? That's BS. We all know that that's BS, and well, that whole old idea of, well, you do something for free to prove that you're willing and able to get in there and get it done, and then that'll prove that you have work ethic. And you know what? If you look at how things are right now, work ethic does not mean a damn thing. And my phone shut down on me, so I'm not sure where that left off, but I know work ethic really doesn't matter that much anymore, regardless of what they want to say. And I know that there's some people who will say to the contrary, but a lot of times you have to just realize that it doesn't matter how much you put into a situation, into a job, into a relationship. It's not going to kind of give back what it is that you need. And there's nothing wrong with you realizing that and moving on to something that will. Even if that means that you have to start your own business, start your own something to keep you going. It seems like you do have enough resources that you are going to be able to kind of pull something out of your hat. So yeah, that bird, that's all I'm seeing right there is someone coming in and saying, well, you could do this for me, you could do that. It's like, yeah, I could, but it's not going to get me paid, is it? It's going to waste my time, and it's not going to prove anything to them that they don't already know. Essentially, stand up for yourself. That's what you can do with the Nine of Pentacles and in the upright there for answering what the hell can I do. You can stand up for yourself and realize that you have enough and enough problems, enough resources that you don't have to take on anybody else's. Where the hell is this going? For card number 7. The King of Swords. Sitting in quiet power is going to be your strength with this. Like, if somebody ghosted you, there's no reason why you can't ghost them right back. It seems like somebody's going to be trying to get a hold of you again after 3 weeks or 3 months. And where was this offer 3 months or 3 weeks ago? Why do you want me to come back after I was fired after my probationary period? If what I was doing before wasn't good enough, why is it good enough now, all of a sudden? It's almost as though there's someone who was wanting to put you in a place where you had to say yes to something that was less than you would agree to otherwise. They wanted to put you into a difficult position. And that kind of manipulation, I don't think you need to deal with that. And you sure as hell shouldn't put up with it. So beware of the position, essentially, that other people are putting you in, because they think that putting you in a difficult one is going to be to their benefit. This is a timeless reading, and so whenever you find this could be for you, and if it is, great, well, and if it's not, well, then maybe another reading is. But that's the general vibe of what I'm getting out of this. Someone started a connection with you, they decided not to play through, and it put you in a state of imbalance, a place where you needed something, that you needed assistance, and it kind of shattered your dreams. It shattered your idea of a certain culture, a certain ideology, a certain business, a career path even, and it caused you to move things around, to look for other opportunities, even if they weren't along your ideal pathway, your ideal career, and to cause you to utilize your resources in a new way, which caused you to have some that you didn't know necessarily what to do with initially, but now that you can look at them in a different light, it's giving you a lot of perspective on what is necessary and how you can utilize your different resources at this point in time. You're more focused on self-sufficiency. What can you do for you, not what can you do for somebody else. And don't be afraid to say no. That's put you in a position where you don't need to be afraid to say no to unnecessary kind of unnecessary manipulation, because that's the position that they put you in, to where they felt that you would be easily manipulated, forced to do things that you were not being paid to do, that were above your pay grade, above your skill level, above your, like, your OSHA certification or whatever. And they may be forced to face their the truth of how they've been treating people, how they've been acting, and it's not that you're the one that's going to be dishing this out, but somehow it's going to catch up to them. And if you don't want to do something, if you don't want to be associated with someone, a business, a job, whatever the hell this is, don't be associated with it. If you're not getting out of it at least what you're putting into it. And that is where I'm going to leave it today, guys. Please ensure that you like and subscribe to the channel if you like this reading, and if you like the other what the hell readings. There is a playlist somewhere. I'll try and link it, and hopefully that gets you some of the answers that you were looking for. Please be sure to be on the lookout for the dailies that I've been trying to put up pretty regularly, and now they're being released at 6:16 a.m. Central Standard Time. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you later.